Okay, I'm Ronald.
Hello, my name is Ronald Lee. I'm professor at Florida International University in Miami, Florida. The question is how we're talking today about virtual worlds, and we have developed what's called a virtual island. We'll refer to it as FIU Island, that's for the university. And we're using this for educational purposes. Now, since international is the middle name of our university, we're very interested in international applications and in particular cross-cultural applications. So that's what I've tried to emphasize in our use of these virtual worlds. We started using virtual worlds. It was fall of 2006, and I was teaching an undergraduate course, a senior undergraduate course on systems management. And an important part of information systems is not just knowing about current technologies, but also knowing about where technologies are going. So it was part of my teaching objective to teach students about the future of information technology. So I wanted to expose them, where possible, to emerging technologies. And one important emerging technology is the technology of virtual worlds. You may know about virtual worlds through a variety of gaming applications. And gaming applications have become quite large scale. In some cases, millions of members participate in online role-playing games, as they're called. When we say a virtual world, we're referring to an online 3D environment. That is, you feel space as you look in your computer world. And we'll show you some demos shortly. So we got started. I was introducing. I had a class of about 50 students, and I had them all register and become members of a certain virtual world that was called ScondLife. ScondLife has become quite popular. I believe it now has a membership of something like 6 million. And students could register for free. So we registered them, and at that time, I wanted them to build projects, that is, build their own 3D constructions. In this case, we referred to it as a clubhouse. And for that, we needed to have some virtual land. So at that time, I leased some land. And eventually, this became such a success in the classroom that it was worthwhile to actually purchase some land. And I'm talking about virtual land. So we purchased an island. The students I have working on it right now, I have a couple of students working directly with me. In a moment I'll introduce Greg Diaz, who was a senior in that first class, and he was the shining star, so I recruited him as my principal developer. There's also a couple of PhD students that are involved in this, more from the background perspective standpoint. One of them is Chen Huapai, who's from Taiwan, and the other is Catherine Franceschi, who is from Puerto Rico. So, as I mentioned, we began this a couple of years ago in fall 2006, and what we hope to get out of it is, in one sense, a perspective on future technologies, but not only technology for individual businesses, but also for how businesses may interconnect internationally and how they can cross different cultures. So what I see as a great potential in this technology is how people can come together from different cultures and work together. In a virtual world, people feel like they're side by side, but actually they may be in different countries. So this, to me, gives a tremendous potential for experimenting in different ways about international collaboration. The reactions to the virtual worlds, the students, I have to say, the students were so excited about using these virtual worlds. I've taught it in 3 different semesters. And the student excitement is so large that it tends to almost get out of control. It's hard to get them back onto other topics after that. Cross-cultural exchanges are important, but yet, so far, we're only doing this experimentally. So here at Florida International, the students in my classes tend to come from a number of different South American countries. So the cross-cultural experiments we're doing so far are with the students from Florida International University. What other country? The countries and cities presently involved are mainly Florida International. However, as I mentioned, we have Catherine Franceschi, who is participating in this, and she's at the University of Puerto Rico. What have we learned from this? This is an emerging technology, and I have to say that our learning experience is still continuing. This is one thing for educational purposes. We've learned that this technology is tremendously engaging. Students really get involved when they're participating in these kinds of virtual worlds. The negatives is that this is still emerging technology, and sometimes not everything works right. Also, we're still exploring the potential. So my teaching purpose in this class is exposing students that are soon going out into business themselves, exposing them to new technologies. We're still struggling to understand what these technologies are going to be used for in the business setup. The future of virtual worlds, to me, right now, virtual worlds are separate enterprises. There's probably 100 to 150 commercial virtual world platforms. But the prognosis is that these will eventually become sort of the background platform for the web more generally. That is, we're looking forward to a web that is itself composed of three-dimensional spaces. Anything else we should know? I'm not sure how to answer that. Do you have any other questions?
Okay. Professor, did you want to say something else? Or?
Well, I have PowerPoint slides, and I could go through those. Those are more for an academic presentation.
Okay.
Are we still online now?
Okay. Then about the PowerPoint, okay, please show me, and maybe you have a copy in PowerPoint to us. We can borrow a CD for us.
Sure. No, I can give you the PowerPoint slides. Right. And that was the purpose of the PowerPoint slide. We didn't talk about actually, I just basically wanted to comment about